That's the thing. I mean, what is the point here? If the point is to change Chinese behavior that would somehow reduce the the big bilateral trade deficit, that's not going to do it. If the goal is to change sort of the Chinese economic model, this isn't going to do it. So either you're talking about another round of larger tariffs, neither of which would also accomplish those goals, or at some point here, the president trying to strike a deal that would at least superficially meet some of those goals. And we'll see how long that takes. The way these tariffs are structured right now, it seems the U.S. is trying to minimize pain to U.S. consumers while China's trying to maximize it. And we'll see who has the staying power.
DJ, if this does prolong or even escalate, can China hold out as well as the U.S. can?
I think they do. If you look at the policy of the Chinese president, it's to make China great again. This is a long-term strategy, and he's in a war with words with the U.S. president and word of war for the hearts and minds of the Chinese people. So they've got staying power.
John, what do you think is America's goal here with these tariffs?
That's a very good question. I think in terms of what the Trump administration wants to see, we're still not quite sure. I know what the business community wants. Business community wants to see solutions to the problems, not just sanctions that could do more harm than good. I think forgotten behind all the noise are the issues that were underlying this trade case that was brought last year by the Trade Representative Office, and that's better protection for American intellectual property and an end to China's practices that tend to force technology transfer as a price to market access. Trump administration has identified two good issues. Tariffs just aren't going to get you to the solution. We'd rather see negotiations on those issues. And quite frankly, if you want leverage, better leverage would be to go to our trading partners out there that face the same problems. We ought to be leveraging that as opposed to spurning it.
DJ, do you think that the president has the backing of the American people now? Does it give him more leeway to push this longer and further?
I think it's a really good question. This is a political game. This is political theater. And it looks good to a lot of Trump supporters. Regardless of the economic impacts of people, I think they'll be rather diffuse. I think he's actually playing a game for the hearts and minds of his voters. And this is good TV. This is political theater.
Right. Jimmy, that said, go ahead.
Right, and I think you're able to get away with it just being political theater when at the same time you have an economy that's sort of accelerating, maybe wage growth just around the corner as well, the unemployment, dropping to historically low levels. It looks like, what to the average person, whatever he's doing, it seems to be working. I don't think people are ultimately going to focus on the trade deficit numbers more versus kind of the overall idea that the economy seems to be functioning in a way it wasn't functioning before.
I think it's a great point, but there are a lot of stories out there in local TV, for example, covering the impact across the farm sector from these tariffs. There's a lot of news about how people are concerned what the impact will be. Just, that does mean something, doesn't it? I mean, I think it's pretty clear that they're two separate issues.
Well, no, I think it does. I think that's why when China is structuring its tariffs, it wants to make sure there are a lot more of those stories. You're probably not going to see the same thing on state-run media. So yeah, listen, that is a political sort of pressure point on the president. But yet on the other side, will that eventually just get swallowed up by fast job growth, fast wage growth, and overall much faster GDP growth?
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.